every single father should read this book. Hey guys, I'm talking about the road today. I've shot some footage already. I don't know what this video is going to look like, but given that there is a bow and arrow in this book, I thought it might be fun to take my bow out here and shoot a little bit. I have not shot arrows in probably over a year now, and I was very into it there for a couple of years before I started all this booktube thing. And then I replaced that hobby with this hobby of reading and talking about books. So I am about to just shoot a little bit and talk about this book. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I'm just having some fun and discussing the road. I should note, I've shot 20 yards over there, 30 yards right there. I'm about to shoot 40 yards. I haven't shot this distance in a long time. I'm hoping that I don't screw anything up. So let's get into the discussion of the book. The road, I hope you can hear me. The road is a story about a father and a son. Most of you will know this, a father and a son in a post-apocalyptic kind of wasteland America after everything's been burned. Cormac McCarthy is never specific about what exactly happened, but we do know that most people are either have taken their own lives or have died from the different gangs and looting factions and, groups roaming around, or from cannibalism, which is a disturbing part of this novel, to say the least. And the father and the son, both unnamed, are traversing this wasteland. I'm low on everything right now. I need to bump my sights just up a little bit, but I'll do that later. The father and the son are traversing this wasteland, and they are going south, trying to get to the coast. And every single dad out there who can stomach this book should read it. Let me say that again. Every single father who has either a daughter or a son, but especially a son, it resonates even more, I think, in this, should read this book. It is a valuable perspective on what you would do for those that you love, on hope in the midst of utter despair and bleakness. It is not a fun book. It is not an enjoyable read, and it is just punches your heart throughout the novel. The redeeming qualities of the novel are that it truly is. Let me get this shot off really quick. For everything that it does to bury your soul in this and make you sad, for every time it does that, it has these sort of uplifting moments where, and they're very small, they're very short, and they're very subtle, because I don't think McCarthy wants you to have this swooping tale of heroism. It's literally like a dad trying to protect his son from the entire world. A great metaphor for the times we're in right now. For people, the world will just tear you apart and have no regard for your humanity. That is exactly what this book does to you. That was, man, I'm aimed high that time, and it went high. I thought it was, maybe my sights are good, and I'm compensating. As a dad who, my son's 3, not quite as old as the kid in this book, but the kid is relatively, I don't want to say helpless, because he's old enough where he can push the cart that they push, help do various little odd jobs and tasks. He knows how to do certain things, but the dad is primarily the one finding the food, scouting, keeping an eye out. And I think it's the child's job in the novel. And he says late in the novel, the dad kind of says, like, you're not the one who has to worry about everything. And the child, like, takes a second. He kind of mumbles, and the dad's like, what'd you say? And he said, I am. Yes, I am. I'm the one who has to worry about everything. And you get this childlike perspective that is very, it's very touching, because I think those of us who have kids, and even just adults in general who don't have kids, I think lose that childlike perspective of the world the longer we go on. We we see things through a different lens, and we let the world shape us in a way that children don't. And I think that that's one of the most impactful things for me, at least, seeing that this book, trying to look through the eyes of my son, where everything is different to him. I feel like I'm the one protecting him, and I am. But as he grows up, he's he's looking out for himself more and more as time goes on. And, watching the father lose his sanity sort of in this world through various trials and tests, the child feels like it's his responsibility to keep the dad sane and keep the dad on track. And he does. The back and forth between the soft-hearted emotional child and the dad who is just trying to shield his child from the world the entire time is so well balanced by McCarthy, because we have we have various circumstances, like a house full of people who lock people in their basement for cannibalism to survive. Um, we have a thief who takes their cart at one point. We have um, an arrow being shot at the father. There's various things that happen throughout the novel that like test them, and the boys' questions, the boys' ponderings about the world, about what's happening, are very they cut deep, because McCarthy just doesn't waste a single sentence in this book. Okay, let me finish this review from inside the woods. A couple of guys pulled up and are shooting, and I just didn't want to bother them by talking a lot. So, where was I? Before I start shooting, because my target is way down there. I don't even know if you can barely see it, probably on the camera, but this is a 65-yard shot from like right in front of the camera. So here in a minute, when I get done talking with this portion of the video, I'll shoot a couple and we'll wrap this thing up. This is the first Cormac McCarthy that I read. It's exactly what I expected in terms of tough subject matter. I've heard about Blood Meridian. I've seen the movie No Country for Old Men. I plan to read that book at some point. I like, coming off the heels of Lonesome Dove, I like a good Western. This is not exactly a Western, but McCarthy writes with that kind of um, environment, outdoorsy kind of way, where it's not flowery. It's the description of the landscape and the characters that are in it. It's very simple in terms of its execution. But McCarthy is everything but simple. His writing is extremely sharp and edgy, while being very beautiful at times. He weaves in this poetic sense of the memories that he has, the man has, of previous life. You have these small moments with the boy that are just beautiful father-son relationship moments. I think he captures the father and son tale of just trying to survive and keep the hope, carry the fire, if you will. He captures that so incredibly well and so honestly. I think my final thoughts on this are that it's a beautiful book and it's a horrific book. It's really hard to read. It's not one that I think I'm going to ever pick back up for the sake of the enjoyment of it. It's going to be more like put things in perspective. Hey, I haven't had a good gut punch in a while. Need to kind of realign my values or something. It's a book I might pick up if I'm struggling and I'm kind of wandering through life, because it, as a parent, as a father specifically to a young child, a young boy, it puts all of this in perspective. I'm shooting archery today. Later, I'm going to probably go book shopping and hanging out with Katie, and there'll be a lot of fun things this weekend. But like, think about what happens if all of this is gone. What actually matters? You know, that's what it did for me. And it's not like I need that every single day of my life, where I need like this, right hook to the face, this uppercut to the jaw, and then this like final blow kick in the heart, where it's just like, remember, you're a dad. But I think sometimes we all need that to remember what's most important in this life, because it's not the things, it's not the materials, It's the memories we make for our kids and our families, and it's the love we share with others. It's the fire that we carry inside. So let's get to shooting. I got 5 arrows, 65 yards right down there. Oh, wow. I am really low. I hit the target, I think, and I hope I don't break any arrows because these are the last 5 arrows I have left. The last time I was out here, I broke several arrows on these targets. Okay. Arrow number 2. Better. I can just make out kind of where it's landing. Hey, that's kind of like right middle. 2 more arrows. We'll go see how I did. Ooh, that one looked pretty good. The last couple I've aimed for orange. Down there, there's an orange circle. The first one, I just wanted to make it on the board. And I did at the very bottom. Another decent shot. Let's go take a look. Let's go have a look-see. So here's the target. And we were way up there. So that first shot down here, right there, I barely made it above the wood. Almost broke that arrow. This shot, I was probably aiming right there, I think. So I was up to the right a little bit. And then all 3 of these, man, that one, that's a direct bullseye. Those 2 right there were a little high, but not bad. Okay, last thing that I'll say about the book, and then I'm going to be done talking about it and finish this video up. By the way, thank you for watching this. This has been a super goofy, strange, edited video, I'm sure. I just went out here and was like, I'm going to shoot some footage and talk about the book and see what happens. It reminded me of when I watched Prisoners, directed by Denis Villeneuve. If you've never seen that, I would recommend it if you liked the road, or just if you're also a parent, a dad specifically too. And it made me feel something inside before I had kids where it's a super heavy movie. But after having kids, wow. Prisoners hit different after having kids because you're immediately placing yourself into the point of view of the father, and you're placing your child in the point of view of the missing child. And similar to this book, you're putting yourself into the perspectives of the characters so accurately that it's hard to face some of the decisions that are made and some of the things that are done in this book. And yeah, it's just really heavy, but it's accurate. And it's accurate in the way where, you know, it makes you appreciate your children, I think. So with that, I've been Dad Like Book. This has been my review, my thoughts for The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I'm really sweaty. I'm gonna pull these arrows and get out of here and go take a shower. But I appreciate you coming along and shooting some arrows with me, talking about this great book, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Well, guys, it turns out this is that last. I pulled my other 4 arrows. Turns out this one did bust. Kablam! The front exploded, and that arrow's dead. So, just like my heart when I was reading The Road, that's what my heart looked like reading The Road. Okay, I need to stop.